Well, all right, let's start with our first Pressy lecture. And I have picked up a very easy topic, and we will be discussing about punctuations today. So, first of all, the syllabus that the whole of your Pressy contains is Pressy, composition, punctuations, analogies, translations, sentence correction, pair of words, idioms, phrasal verbs, and narration. So you have an outline given in your on your FPSC website. You can go there, you can print it out, and it will contain all these things that I have told you here. But you should have a copy or a hand copy of that in front of you. So just keep it with you. You can just go around looking at it, see what things you know, see what you have to work on. So you need to have that copy of the syllabus of FPSC with you all the time when you're doing your English. Let's come to the books. I'd like to share my books. English is something which is so vast that no matter how many books you do, no matter how many things you read, there is always going to be more space, and there's always going to be room for more. So for English, the books that I consulted, my most all-time favorite book was Hafiz Karim Da Chughtai. And I know this. Some people think that it's a very difficult book, and it looks very strange when you have things written in English as well as Urdu. So you just pick up things that you like and pick up things that you need. There are very, very good rules written in that. So that was my go-to book, like all the time, big time. So I learnt it by heart, the things that had to be learnt, and I had it on my bedside table all the time. From the time I started my prep, which was somewhere around August, and it went up to January or February when I had to take the exam. So you should do the same. Get your favorite book. It can be any book. Mine was Hafiz Karim Da Chughtai, English composition. The print publishers are Caravan, so they printed it. The second book is Oxford English. Another colleague of mine, she's a very good fan, great fan of this book, and she also teaches English, and she swears on that book. So I think if you don't like this Hafiz Karim Da Chughtai, the second option you can have is Oxford English by John Eastwood. So John Eastwood's book is the second choice that you can get. The third and a simpler Adesi version of the books is again Exploring the World of English. But there was a time when this was a very famous book and everybody just wanted to get hands on it, and the papers were actually made out of it. But later with time, things changed, and the CSS exam actually, takes twists and turns, and it changes a number of times. So then, the pair of words, the book got inefficient when it came to the pair of words thing. The number of words given there were very less, and always in the exam there were some other pairs which you had never seen before. So then, the fame of the book declined. But yes, I had it with me. I gave it a read. So it's not that bad. But of course, when it comes to comparison with Hafiz, I would bet on Hafiz. Last one is Wren and Martin. There's a very big problem when it comes to Wren and Martin. People buy it and then they start doing the exercises, and there are very good rules and very, in a very good sequence, and then they have exercises that you can solve. But then the children solve them and take it to the teachers. There are some people who don't even have teachers around to get it checked. So, please, whenever you buy a Wren and Martin book, please buy a key of Wren and Martin. It's available in the market. So you buy one, you go and get another one with it. Buy a key. So you know that whatever you're solving is actually as per the rules and you're doing it correct. So yes, these are the 4 books. I can repeat the names. It's Hafiz Karim Da Chughtai. It's Oxford English by John Eastwood. Exploring the World of English. And lastly, Wren and Martin. But Wren and Martin and the key of Wren and Martin. So it comes in a pair. Try to get the pair. Okay. Then before we actually dive into our lecture, there is a homework that all of you have to do. I'm here, we are talking virtually, we're not there in front of each other. But, I'll just act like a teacher and I will give you a homework. And the homework is starting from this very day and will go up to February till your exam. So the homework is that, you need to put an alarm at 10 o'clock in the night, or maybe at night, maybe in the morning, any time of your liking. My alarm used to go off at 10 o'clock at night, and it said English composition when it went off every time. I had to do what I had to do was that I sat down, I picked up my book, which was Hafiz again. I learnt all the pair of words. I learnt all the idioms. I learnt all the phrasal verbs out of that book. But the point is, you cannot sit down and binge learn. Like you start today and you believe that you can learn 200 words a day and you do 200 phrasal verbs, you do 200 pair of words and you do 200 idioms. It's not going to work. It will never work in binge learning. So what you have to do is slow and steady. Build up your pace. Do 10 at a time. I started with 10 pair of words a day, 10 idioms, 10 phrasal verbs, 10 vocabulary words. So I slowly and gradually started with 10, then I moved on to 15, then I moved on to 20. That book has a very long list of idioms and pair of words and things, but I was the only person in my auditorium who actually knew all the pair of words. When we came out, मैं वाहिद बंदा था जो बाहर आके आई सेड मुझे सारे पेयर ऑफ वर्ड्स आ रहे थे, मुझे सारे इडियम्स आ रहे थे. मुझे अपने पेपर में याद है कि जो चीज़ मुझे नहीं आ रही थी वो ट्रांसलेशन में एबों का वर्ड जो था, दैट वाज द ओनली थिंग दैट आई डिडंट नो कि उसको ट्रांसलेशन इंग्लिश में आई थॉट अबाउट इट और आई यूज द वर्ड शॉर्ट कमिंग्स फॉर इट. लेकिन दैट वाज प्रॉब्ली करेक्ट because 72, it proves that most of the things went okay. Now the problem is that vocabulary becomes an issue. So this is how you're going to do. Your alarm is going to go off at 10, be it any time. It can be 1 a.m, it can be 1 p.m, it can be 6, as per your choice. Whenever you get tired, make sure when you're tired, you're not doing anything else. Focus on this. Utilize that time. So what I did was that I learned 10 daily. 10 रोज याद हो गए. पेयर ऑफ वर्ड्स वो इतना एक महीने बाद आई सॉ दैट वो बुक का जो चंक था ना, इट वाज मूविंग वेरी स्पीडीली, क्योंकि 10 से आई शिफ्टेड टू 15, देन आई शिफ्टेड टू 20, एंड देन देयर वाज अ टाइम के अराउंड नवंबर ऑल ऑफ माय पेयर ऑफ वर्ड्स एंड इडियम्स दे वर ऑल डन, दे वर ऑल लर्नड बाय हार्ट. फिर मेरा दूसरा सेशन स्टार्ट हो गया कि आई स्टार्टेड रिवाइजिंग. सो यू हैव टू कीप डूइंग इट. दिस इज एन एक्सरसाइज दैट गोज टिल योर एग्जाम. It's not that you're doing it today and you're going to do it tomorrow and once you're done and dusted you never pick it up again. No, it goes on and on. ठीक. अच्छा जी, then comes the vocabulary. That's an issue. इसलिए issue है क्योंकि आपका जो ग्रामर का MCQ का पेपर आएगा, it will have 10 synonyms and 10 antonyms. Not very difficult, not very easy. They say it's not very difficult, but trust me, they are. They are very difficult. Right? So step number 1, get dictionaries downloaded in your phones right now. If you don't have it already, download Merriam-Webster, download an Oxford dictionary, download any dictionary of your liking into your phone right now, and make it a habit that every time you find a word which is difficult to understand, you go and look up for the meaning of it. Don't turn the page without understanding the meaning of that word that you did not get in first place. That I mean on a very serious note. And I have very good small incident that I share with all the students, so I'll share it with you guys too. I'm not a very good technology person, not at all. And when it comes to tech, I probably am the worst person. So what I was doing was I was trying to open up a website and something. Suddenly, some bad page just popped up out of nowhere. So before I could shut it down, and I thought I didn't open it, it just came up. It was an advertisement or something, but I didn't get it how it came up. So I just crossed everything down. What happened was that in that hassle, I just saw a word. It was BUXOM. When you learn a word by reading it, most probably you are pronouncing it wrong. And that's fine, because something that you're learning by reading, definitely you're not listening to the pronunciation, you can pronounce it wrong. I still don't know it was Buxom or it was Buxom or how you pronounce that. Well, I opened up my dictionary. It was a bad habit or a good habit. I'll tell you later how it helped me. I looked for it and it said it means healthy, overweight or something. I said, fine, okay. Then came my exam. Please go and check on the internet for the 2017 MCQs exam. The paper contained in the synonyms the word buxom. And I laughed out loud in the auditorium. I was sitting there and I smiled and I controlled my laughter that I found this word on such a, different platform. Like, I don't know. That's really strange that you learn something from such different platform and then you apply it and you find that word in your paper. So, God has his way of helping people, and this is how things happen. So all the words that you're looking at and all the words that you are taking care of are not going to go to a waste at all. So what you need to do is take an A4 size paper, like this is a paper, fold it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. This is the shape that you're going to get. Cut it out. You're going to get 8 pages out of one A4 size paper. Keep all these blank pages around you in your drawer, right next to your bed or your dressing table or your bedside table, wherever you sit and study. And then, all you have to do is every time you find a new word, pick that paper up. It's called a flashcard. Write the word on the front, turn the back, write the meaning and the sentence. Sentence if you feel like writing, but making sentence is going to help you a lot, that you're not going to forget that word at all, right? So what you're going to do is write the word on the front side and the meaning and a sentence at the back. You're going to take a break before sleeping. Whenever you get time, whenever you get tired, you're taking a break from your study, pick those flashcards up and start revising. Just keep reading and you'll understand the meaning. Then whenever the word comes that you forget the meaning of, yes, you can always turn back, see the meaning, and then switch. So this is how your vocab is going to build. One way is through the flashcards. The other way is through reading. If you're not taking the coming up exam, whatever exam it is, if you're taking it this year or you're going to take it the next year. So, if you have a lot of time, if you're not taking the very next exam which is coming, you can always sit down and read, right? So read a lot, as much as you're going to read books, right hand or left hand books, be it any book of your liking, read the books, and reading is the best thing to build your vocab and your expression. But if you're taking the exam, like the very next coming exam, so definitely you have very less time for that. So don't read, just, make your flashcards. You find any word from the newspaper, you find any word in your books, you find any word on the wrong websites or good websites, write it all down and make your flashcards, have a meaning at the back. So, it is handy and you can revise everything. So now pair of words, idioms, flashcards, which is your vocabulary, and your phrasal verbs, 10 each every day. So we are going to discuss everything else here, but this is what you're going to be doing on your own because you have to learn it, right? We can do everything here. We can discuss rules, but what we can't do here is learn things here. So 10 idioms, 10 pair of words, 10 phrasal verbs, and your vocab is going to be done at your part. What we're going to do here is going to be our connected rules and regulation thing, right? This is all for the intro. In the next lecture, we're going to start with our punctuation. The first one is going to be a comma.